And here on table number 2, a colourful character with nerves of steel. He made it to the final here in 2007. Victories over Ken Doherty and Stephen Hendry so far this year. Welsh Open champion in 2008. Twice he's won the Masters. The jester from Leicester, Mark Selby. And finally, please welcome the most naturally talented player ever to grace the game. This is his 12th Crucible quarter-final. He won the Shanghai Masters in September, his 22nd ranking event title. 4 times a UK champion, 3 times a winner here, the world number 1. Blink and you'll miss him, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
They're on to the end of the morning.
Okay. Thank you. Game 9, Rory O'Sullivan today.
Ronnie O'Sullivan then gets the first frame of this second session underway. And what are we in for this afternoon? Mark Selby could quite easily have been 6-2 in front. Well, he came in and his glass fell off the table, so never seen that before, Ken.
Well, that's his biggest break of the afternoon so far, Dennis. You can be sure of that. But yes, it does beg the question, what are we in for? Don't think either player played to their best ability in the first session. Highest break, 90 by Mark Selby. A return of 81 by O'Sullivan in the last frame. So it has yet to sort of kick into gear.
He's okay, but he certainly didn't intend to cannon into the yellow, and it's the sort of thing he was doing yesterday. Long opening first frame, and Ronnie then had a great chance in the second and seemed to lose a bit of focus. And he really did well to come out of the session 4 each. Well, we might be in for another long opening frame in this session because the black's gone safe on the side cushion. You never know how the balls are going to open up at the start of a frame, and they may go just a little bit awkward here.
Yes, it certainly wasn't what Ronnie had intended. Black was just before that tied up, so he was trying to bring it into play, but unfortunately now it's gone on the side cushion, and that's a very good return of safety from Mark Selby.
In fact, at first glance I can't see a way back down the table for Ronnie. and that was the only way he could get the white back to the baulk area. Where's the red going to finish up? It's okay. First player ever to play that shot there, Ken, was Big Bill Werbenick, the Canadian. He's in trouble, couldn't see a way back down the table. He used to screw the ball back. He had a terrific amount of cue power at Bill Werbenick.
Yes, and that's not a bad result from Ronnie. He has... I think Mark can just see the fine edge of this red. But he's just a bit worried that he may wants to push it past the left middle pocket. May even try and get close to it, play it as a shot to nothing. Well, that was the only problem, playing it that way. He wanted to hit the near jaw with the red if he was going to miss it, not the far jaw where the red would come back and stay over the pocket. So, first chance to O'Sullivan, and I think the pink does go into both left and right corner pockets. So,
if he could somehow get along that line, he would leave the pink on for the right corner, but not sure what angle he has on the red.
1.
This is where the left hand is so useful. Just went a little bit further than he intended.
Seven.
yes, it's such an amazing advantage. I think people are so used to him playing left-handed. It looks so natural for him now. The fact that this pink goes into this bottom left-hand corner pocket makes life an awful lot easier for him.
Yes, when the black went safe, I thought it could be a scrappy frame, but that mistake from Mark Selby has given Ronnie a decent opportunity here, even though he's only got the pink to work with. The blue's off at spot also.
Yes, he would have loved to just push the white just another inch or so further across the table, just as the bridge over this red now.
15.
I think when he's been in amongst the reds, Dennis, around the pink and black, he's looked as good as he ever has done. I think sometimes when the frames do go scrappy, you tend to sort of question his commitment to the and patience to the longer frames.
21.
Yes, in the middle of the match yesterday, he lost a bit of concentration, a bit of focus, but then in that last frame, all of a sudden, a break of 81, and he looked as good as ever. So that's the fascination with watching Ronnie O'Sullivan. You're never quite sure what's going to happen. He's going to be either brilliant or he's going to suddenly lose a bit of focus, and it's just terrific to commentate on him, isn't it, Cam?
Yes, absolutely.
29.
It's so exciting. I think he's one of probably the only player that even the snooker players would pay in to watch.
You're not telling me you ever paid to watch snooker, Cam? Although, having said that, over at the Masters in Ireland, you used to work there, didn't you? Remember that?
It was the only way I could get in without paying, Dennis.
It's a great story, working at the Masters, and then you finished up playing there. I like those kind of stories.
That was very well controlled. Still on the pink and a lovely angle as well. Again, using his left hand.
.42. 43.
I think he enjoys a challenge like this when it's not a straightforward chance to make a high break. He excels in this sort of situation.
50.
Yes, and I don't know whether we've ever had a maximum of pinks. This is coming up to 8 reds and 8 pinks. Should he put this one into the middle? Just looking to see if you can play a little cannon on the red just below the pink, just to the left. You can play a little cannon on that. You may be able to open another one.
Shot.
That's a very good shot.
56.
Yes, it could be some sort of record if he keeps spotting pinks here. I've never known it before.
57.
I think the red just to the right of the cluster of 3 goes into this left-hand corner pocket, so this has been an excellent break considering where the black has been tied up.
63.
I think the 2 reds, as he pots this, is just, well, he's just having a look, see if they're a plant, but I think if he pots this, the top of these 2 reds may go in the opposite corner pocket.
64.
Well, when the pink goes in, he's won the frame. Just with taking reds and pinks.
70.
And we said at the start of this second session,
71.
we're waiting for it to kick into gear. The rocket has suddenly taken off.
77. 78.
Could he possibly take 15 reds and 15 pinks and all the colours? We have had one record here. Mark Allen made a break of 146.
84.
Never been done at the Crucible before. I don't think this will have been done
85.
anywhere.
And he hasn't been out of position once, and that's the beauty of
91.
his break building. Perfect cue ball control.
92.
Oh, that bounced off the side cushion quite quickly there. The stretch this. Oh, no, don't spoil it, Ronnie.
Over 92.
What a shame. That was a great chance of creating a record. It might be a record with all reds and all pinks, but what a start for Ronnie O'Sullivan. That break of 92 takes him into a 5-4 lead. And there's that last just being removed from the carpet there, so that was one break from Mark Selby, but the most important break was the 92 from Ronnie.
Yes. The old dustpan and bush is coming out.
I bet Willie Thorne has never seen one of those, Ken, a brush and dustpan. He could have played this with the rest, you know, and tried to get 15 reds for look at them. It's the sort of thing you do in an exhibition, but there we go. But that was a bit special.
Thank you. Frame 10. Mark Selby to break.
Must be able to get past the blue for the potting angle, because he's just looked to see if he can get back around behind the black and reds here and find the gap if he pots it. Found the gap, but missed the pot. So the first chance in this session for Mark Selby. Let's see how he's cueing, because these shots are a bit of a test here, cueing just off straight.
One.
Yes, cue that in lovely. Bit surprised he didn't actually try and hold it for the blue. Should have had a nice angle on the blue to bring some more reds into play, but he's still okay. The red that's in open play, left to the pink. Sure, that's the one he's going to try and get on here.
Four.
Now, because the black is tied up, he try and get a nice angle on the blue here. Split these reds up, bring them all into open play.
Five.
High on the blue. Looks just about perfect. Always a chance of a red going in, depending on how hard he hits them, of course. But try and hit the pink full in the face almost. That's just absolutely perfect. Good shot.
10.
Bit unlucky not to develop the pink, so we'll get a good angle on the blue again here.
11.
He's loosened a few of the reds. He's a little bit straight on the blue this time. Because the correct angle, he would have played another cannon into the two reds to the left of the pink, and that would have cleared things, but not an option now. That might have a slight angle to power this blue in. That may have just gone too far. They all seem to be covering each other. I'm not sure if he can pass the pink to get to the potting angle of the one he's looking at. Well, if he plays the cannon onto the black and the red to the right of the black, he'll have to be absolutely perfect with his judgment here to leave the black on.
17.
That was never going to be easy.
Mark Selby, 17.
Well, that was a very difficult blue to take on. And he's left for an opportunity here.
One.
I'm not quite sure whether that red will pot just to the right of the black spot when the black respots. If it doesn't, then it'll tie the black up, so. Well, that shot tells us that it does, so.
8.
Another excellent opportunity here.
Yes, and he looked very sharp in the opening frame. And he looks very focused
16.
at the start of this session.
17.
It just makes it look so easy when he gets going. It's not easy just yet. A couple of loose reds, but as he removes them, it will clear other reds. Played into the gap this time, and that's just about perfect.
24.
And And when he's like this, he reels the frames off so quickly, and never looks like he's going to miss, but we shall see.
Yes, that previous shot to get on the red was a beautifully controlled positional shot.
43.
As you said, Dennis, he looks very focused, doesn't he?
Well, yesterday we put a little montage of misses together. There were 7 misses that he would never, ever
41.
make. He was missing balls that were straightforward. It was just a matter of losing concentration. But this looks awesome, the way he started this session. And Mark Selby not going to be able to miss any sort of chance.
49.
Yes, you see those 2 reds are potable into this bottom right-hand corner pocket, 39 ahead, so 2 reds and 2 colours, and that's the second frame on the board for O'Sullivan.
First frame lasted just over 10 minutes.
64.
And this one hasn't even been going 8 minutes.
65.
Can play up for the one near the cushion. He just missed the middle pocket.
71. Sorry, 72.
Oh, that's a lovely shot.
77.
Use the left hand here again. This really is a fantastic start from O'Sullivan. Looks to be cueing the ball. Absolutely beautiful. Look how well he's getting through the cue ball.
84.
Well, he is second behind Stephen Hendry in the century break department. He's made 596. He's almost 200 still behind Stephen Hendry, but he's got a good few years left in him yet, so he could overtake Stephen's record.
89.
He's already made 29 centuries this season.
O'Sullivan, 89.
Well, just a little lapse in concentration. He missed the brown. He'd be disappointed at not making the century break, but what a start from the Rocket. Breaks of 92 and 89. He takes the 2 opening frames, and he now leads 6-4. Well, Ken, when he's like this, he's unstoppable, because one chance and he's going to win the frame.
Well, yes, and of course, you know, when he's in that form, you know, he's hard to beat, and also it puts an awful lot of pressure on his opponents. Every safety shot, every miss is compounded when O'Sullivan is in form like that. Excellent start. Mark did have his first chance, though, it has to be said. Just ran out of position, took on a very risky blue, and sitting down in his seat ever since. But a good start for O'Sullivan. I think he knows he's up against it, Dennis. You know, Mark Selby has beaten him in a couple of big finals at the Masters. He knows he's the up-and-coming player now of a new generation. And O'Sullivan knows he has to play very well to beat him.
Hawkeye shows whether he's got an angle to take that pot on and get himself onto the black. Might be able to do that. If he pots it, he may be on the black. Skewed across it slightly.
Maybe looking at a possible 3-ball plant, maybe 4-ball planting in the middle of the pack into this bottom right hand corner. You could play it with the red that's actually on the blue spot. There you see them, they're almost lined up into this corner. Now we can almost hit the red just above it. You could also try and screw that red that's on the blue spot into the pack, maybe back for a ball colour. This is a very dangerous shot.
He's pretty good at picking out this type of shot. He was the world 8-ball champion, and he's once again looking at that 4-ball plant, as you said, Ken. He's going for it.
Well, the reds are going to go everywhere here, Dennis. This must go in. Great shot. Fantastic shot. And that's very unlucky.
Not often you see a 4-ball plant, but played to perfection, but a bit unlucky with where the whites finished up.
Green ball. Mark Selby, 1. If that's a phone, turn it off, please. One. 6.
Very good afternoon, Rishi. Good afternoon to everyone at home. As you join us, Mark Selby with a bit of a chance here, although the black is tied up. But as you can see, he can leave himself on the pink. Oh, he's cued across that.
Mark Selby, 6.
That's not a good sign when you cue like that. It was just leave the white where the red was. He's nicely on the pink. And he's up against a player who's in sparkling form. Ronnie O'Sullivan, just one chance in the first 2 frames, and he won them in quick time. Just over 10 minutes. The other frame just over 9 minutes.
1.
Somewhat a beautiful little shot he's just played there, Dennis. Judged the kiss on the red perfectly, just to stay for this pink into the right centre.
Yeah, he didn't have the best start, Mark Selby, to this match. When I say Mark didn't have the best start, he had an early break in this before the match started. The glass slipped off the table and finished up at his feet. And then Ronnie, who'd potted 13 reds and 13 pinks, played a foul shot. He didn't try to pot it with the rest. He had his feet off the floor. It was a foul shot, but we nearly had a bit of history. He had a chance to pot 15 reds, 15 pinks in all the colours.
A maximum of pinks, that would have been nice. But he was more intent on winning the frame. He has to judge this perfectly to get on this pink. I'm not quite sure whether he's just overrun it there slightly. Maybe just on it, but I have to use a little bit of side. Yes, just had to. I wasn't on it full. I had to use just a little bit of side just to straighten up the angle. It's an excellent shot.
14.
I don't think he'll take the risk here. He's got the perfect angle to bring the black into play, but he could stick on the cushion with the white and not be on a colour, so I don't think he'll entertain that. In fact, I don't even think he can get through to pot that red to the left of the pink and reds. He's missed that one though.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 14.
A bit upset about that because he never looked like missing in the 2 opening frames.
One.
Tended to be on the blue into the right middle, but got a big bounce off that cushion there. He's okay. He's landed almost straight. He can screw back or he can run through, whichever he prefers.
Six.
If he tries to get on this pink to the right corner, he's got to judge it absolutely perfectly. Ronnie, we saw just a couple of shots ago, just overran it slightly. Just got to judge the gap. Well, he decided against it, thought it was too risky.
Twelve. Thirteen. 19.
Well, that was an extra little bonus there, taking the red off the side cushion and getting the top side of the blue. Certainly not what he intended.
$24.
One of his strongest points is his temperament, Mark Selby. And we did see him miss that easy red into
25.
the pocket that he's just potted that when he tried to get on the pink, but Ronnie missed the red in the middle and let Mark back in, so he's missed a trick there as Ronnie O'Sullivan. Because this player here won't go away, as he proved in the Welsh
31.
Open against Ronnie in the final. He was 8-5 down, and he came back against Ronnie and beat him 9-8. And Ronnie had a little go at Mark about playing slow, but if you can win 4 frames against Ronnie O'Sullivan to lift a title,
42.
you're up there with the best in the world. And of course he did it again in the Masters. He had to win the last 3 frames to beat Ronnie in the final of the Masters, which makes this even more intriguing, Ken, this match.
47.
Yes, indeed. A lot of history between the players. But I think they have a mutual respect for each other. About now, top
48.
players in the game. They're going to have many battles between them. And they've had a couple of classics already. This is shaping up to be another one.
$44.
So he needs a red, a colour, and one more red, and the frame will be his.
$45.
Eight frames to be played in this second session, and then this match will be concluded this evening.
51.
And it could go very close. As you said, Ken, this could be another classic from these two.
$52.
Perfect angle on the pink, just to stun across the 2 reds. You leave them both on for the opposite corner.
$58. $59.
Both players have had breaks in the 90s. Well, Marcus had a 90 and Ronnie a 92. No century yet. Isn't enough points here for a century. But the standard,
64.
the start of this session, is excellent.
65. $70. $72. $75. Foul.
Well, he won't bother about the white going in. What a start to this session. Ronnie O'Sullivan breaks a 92 and 89. He only missed 1 shot, and Mark Selby responded with that 75 break. He's back to just 1 behind, 6-5 to Ronnie.
Frame 12, Mark Selby to break. Eight. Nine.
Behave yourself, Rishi. Just before you joined us, Ronnie O'Sullivan knocked a gem of a pot into the corner pocket. Look at that, almost on the baulk cushion. They don't come much better than that.
16.
Lucky for the great Steve Davis, but what a world championship he's had. 30 appearances here at the World Championship, Steve Davis.
$17.
And there's a couple, they've been coming here longer than Steve Davis, John and Valerie Airy from Penrith. 31 years they've been here at the Crucible. Now that is quite incredible, and they're a delightful
22.
couple, and you'll always see them sitting on the front row.
23.
Now the plant must be on.
28.
Yes, lovely angle on the black here now, and we might see typical Ronnie O'Sullivan shot here into the pack. He's just got the right angle. He may take for the loose red, but he could go into the pack. Well, he decided against it that time. Normally he'd just go into the pack there, Dennis, wouldn't he, and stay on the loose red as well and bring some more reds into play. So
37.
Yes, I thought he would have done that, because that red was there as a bit of insurance had he have stuck in the back of the pack, but I think sometimes it depends on the mood Ronnie's in, whether he's going to open the reds up or whether sometimes he likes the challenge of picking them off. I remember when he was working a few years ago with the great Ray Reardon, he went through a spell where he would break build probably the way Ray used to do, and he'd pick them off rather than scatter the reds, but he'd be going into them here from the green. Always missed them. So maybe the shot that you suggested, Ken, would have been the better choice there.
Yes, and it's very unusual to see O'Sullivan. The first opportunity normally would open the pack. Okay, he's got second prize, 46-point lead. Well, he certainly won't be happy.
Yeah, I thought he'd got the angle there, and he must have done, because he just played a little cannon. If he had played it with screw and opened the reds, that's roughly what might have happened. Hawkeye there, well, he's one of the best pack splitters I've ever seen.
Yes, Ronnie will be hoping when he plays a safety shot here that he'll try and knock at least one red safe. Doesn't want to leave that red that's close to the bottom right hand corner pocket, and that's probably took the finer line on the reds, but the way the reds are situated, the 46-point lead would count for nothing should Mark Selby get a chance.
I'll tell you a shot that the players are finding quite difficult. Getting the white on the ball cushion from the safety shot. A number of times they bounce off that cushion and return to the balk colour. It's a very, very fast cloth that's on this table. Well, both tables are very, very quick, and it's difficult to judge at times. Let's see if Mark can make a better fist of it. This looks much better. Having said that, he hasn't got it on the cushion, and there is a gap, and if this goes in, it could give Ronnie the frame. Not an easy one by any means.
Well, he's got second prize there. He's been a little bit fortunate, to say the least. I think it's something he has been working on, and what I've seen of him the first couple of matches, particularly his long ball game, has been much better than he was in the Masters, that's for sure. Very critical of his long ball game at the Masters in January, but he does miss, and there's his long pot success. He's only down to 52%. Mark Selby at 70%.
Well, that's the ready play ahead. Is he going to play to land on it or catch it thin and get back up the table? But it's a tough one to catch it thin. Oh, well judged. It's a tricky little shot he's attempting there, because it's so easy to push that. Mark has left them so close together that you've got to play away from it, otherwise you could finish up playing a push shot. Push shot is where the tip, the object ball and the cue ball are all together at the same time.
He doesn't want to leave this touching, and I think it is a touching ball, and Ronnie is just coming out to question it. I know the referee's wearing glasses, but he says it's not. Well, how often would you see that? I think you'd have to go to Specsavers, that referee, Dennis.
There's no way in a million is double touching. Check it on the screen. I checked it before.
I don't think there
Well, the thing is, sometimes it can rock back a little bit.
Touching from that.
Yeah.
That's not touching. That's not touching.
Ronnie's still convinced it's not touching, but it's the referee's choice. If the referee says it's touching, then Mark's got to play it. Right.
It's not moved. I know it hasn't moved. I checked it before I walked back.
Well, I'm sorry,
I
right.
checked it before I walked back. That ball
Now,
was
Ronnie,
touching.
just settle down. Just don't get yourself upset. If the referee says it's touching, just well, that looks touching. You see?
You're playing from touching ball.
Well, sometimes, as you said, Dennis, the ball can sometimes rock back, and it is made a difference. Because the fact that those balls are touching, it certainly does make a difference, because Mark Selby can just play away and put Ronnie in a bit of trouble here. But he is very annoyed, Ronnie. It's not something he wants to get too upset with. No, I hope it doesn't upset him too much, Dennis, because well, he's just said to the referee he needs to get his eyes tested, and
From our camera shot, and we were in very close, it looked touching. Maybe when Ronnie first glanced at it, there might have been a slight gap, and you know, they can move, but the referee can only have a look, and if he sees that they're touching, he's got to declare a touching ball, and that looks as if it's touching. Meanwhile, Ronnie's played a very good safety shot, and Leo Scullion from Glasgow, former policeman. It's not going to reach this time.
Foul and a miss. Ryan O'Sullivan, 4.
He'll have this replaced. He's just having a look to see what's on. But
he's just coming out to see if they're touching this time. They're definitely not touching this time. Well, Ronnie could get a warning here, actually, because he is very annoyed. He's had a couple of goes at the referee now, and the referee may warn him. He's certainly entitled to. This has been an absolute classic match, and I hope an incident like this doesn't ruin this. And I certainly hope Ronnie doesn't let it get to him too much. He has marking a lot of bother here, Dennis. A lot of open reds.
yeah, he's just checking the monitor to make sure he gets the white back exactly where it was. I think the choice of shot was the correct choice that Mark's having a go at here, just to land on this red off a couple of cushions. Now he's going to miss it. He's going to stick the reds up. That's a poor shot from Mark there.
Foul and a miss.
Well, a good chance now to get this frame out of the way, and I hope back to a little bit of normality.
One.
Just about has that right angle on the blue. Just stun it in, force a little bit. Cue ball wide.
6.
Now we can get back on the pink into the right middle here. So to go back down. He has it in the corner, and that's a good shot. Excellent shot. If that red goes, the one he's just looking at, nearest the black, you can just leave the white just above where the pink is now. Nice angle on that. And of course he only needs one more red now. 67 ahead, so This red will put him 68 ahead with
13.
67 left.
Of course, the mid-session interval coming up after this frame, and it'll be a Ronnie O'Sullivan who will be delighted to have taken it. 3 frames to 1.
14.
He opened up with breaks of 92 and 89, then Mark Selby replied with a 75. So the standard has been very, very high, and with that little incident with the referee, I suppose
21.
the interval coming just at the right time for everyone to settle down again.
22.
Yes, I think the referee will be
28.
delighted with the breather as well. But certainly Ronnie has played almost virtuoso stuff
29.
when he's been in amongst the pink and black, Dennis. It has to be said, he looks in imperious form.
Yeah, that first frame was amazing when he potted 13 reds and
36.
13 pinks and looked on for a possible
47.
maximum of pinks.
And I suppose going back to that incident with the touching ball, it may have not been touching when Ronnie looked at it, but of course, as you said, Dennis, sometimes
44.
the ball can rock back into position, and then when Leo, the referee, looked at it, it was touching. So sometimes that can happen.
Yeah, the referees made the correct decision. He
51.
had a look, they were touching, and that was the end of it.
52.
Anyway, that'll all be forgotten about now. I remember the great Ray Reardon doing that with John Smythe, one of our top referees who sadly passed away a couple of years ago, and
59.
said you need your eyes testing, and John turned up at the next tournament with a brand new pair of glasses.
61.
Great shot from O'Sullivan there. Rolls a check side off 2 cushions.
64.
Beautiful control.
Yeah, this would have graced any final, wouldn't it, these two players? And although Ronnie's going to open up a 2-frame advantage, this could be
73.
an absolute classic. Well, he tried to get on the black off the angle of the middle pocket, and he has done. That was some shot. And he's got the black as well. So what a standard. Every frame has been won with 1 chance, but Ronnie O'Sullivan has taken 3 of them, and he extends his lead now to 7 frames to 5.
Thank you. Frame 13. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Hit that a little bit hard. He wasn't trying to get in behind the green. He was trying to leave the white near the baulk cushion, but misjudgment has left a couple of pots for Mark Selby to go at. Just hit it too hard. Well, he may be on the pink, you know. It just depends.
Pink ball.
He's missed it. It's not going to reach, is it?
Mark Selby, 1.
I don't think that kicked. Just just don't think he hit it hard enough, but it seemed to straighten up a little. Maybe he had bad contact.
Well, I just noticed, just as the minute he hit it, Dennis, his head just came up slightly. It didn't look like he had a kick. He just... Well, it wasn't an easy opener for Ronnie, but again, this is not an easy opener for Selby. May have to, when potting this, will be careering into... I'm not quite sure whether he can avoid the reds here, Dennis, but... Well, if he could pot it, he could bring a lot of reds into play. Still have the pink over the hole. Well...
He just hit it far too thick. I think he had a chance of doing what you said, Ken. If he had potted the red, he would have developed other reds, and with the pink over the pocket, there was no problem with the position. Unless, if he hit it thin enough, maybe he could have avoided the reds, but he didn't cue it very well, and Ronnie with a good chance now. And you'd have to feel if Ronnie could open up a 3-frame advantage, he'd take some stopping.
Yes, I think either. Well, particularly Ronnie now, he's in this 2-frame lead. Certainly want to have at least a 2-frame lead going into the last session.
White.
Well, that red definitely jumped, but it didn't affect the pot, but that definitely seemed to leave the bed of the table. Might be able to show you that. Let's have a look at this. 7. It did. Meanwhile, Ronnie's let the cue ball run towards a cushion. Okay, the pot's not very difficult.
Eight. $14. 15.
Yes, that's a choice of reds to play on. I think the red, possibly next to the pink, probably be his favourite. Possibly 3 reds on here, one behind the black. Those 2 on a line, the bottom one of those goes as well.
20. 21.
Bit of an awkward pack to go into from the black, but not too bad because of the
28.
2 reds that are just to the right there. So
29.
he's finished up a bit straight on this, so he'll need one of those reds to pot into the same pocket as the black, and you can clearly see. Watch him screw back with the side, reverse side. Watch the white now. He's played that beautifully.
36.
Wants to go into the right of the 3 reds there, but he plays his shot so well, he'll just have a look at where he's... See if he stuns into that one. He usually plays this shot very well, one of the best in the business. Rather than just screwing it, he stuns it. Now watch the white. He'll be unlucky if he doesn't drop on one, because when the player
44.
screws that, the white comes back and towards the corner pocket or the back cushion. But that stun shot, watch the white back towards the reds.
Well, he has a shot here. It's a difficult one. The middle of those 3 reds there, and closest to the white, will go. But this is a little bit difficult because the white and red are so close together. It's hard to actually judge the angle.
That's what he could play if he can get a delicate little screw shot.
45.
Played it very well. Okay, a little short on the black, but
Well, in this sort of form, he is going to take some stopping this year in the Betfred
52.
World Championship, because he's just going from strength to strength, and the 3 frames he's won in this session so far, all with just one chance. Back up to 90% with his pot success rate. It was pretty low yesterday at one
53.
stage.
Just come a little straight on this black. It's going to need black, one more red, and a high value colour. He wants a good kiss, and he's got it. Excellent shot there.
60.
Now, can we see
61.
this first century of this match?
$68. 69.
Well, the frame is safe now, and if he could make a century here,
76.
it would be a half century of
77.
centuries. This would be the 50th this year. 83 is the record set last year.
84. 85.
Well, Mark Selby is going to have to produce something very, very special. If he gets one chance, he's going to have to take it.
91.
But the way Ronnie's going, he's not going to get many chances.
92.
This would be his 597th
97.
century in his career.
98.
And it'll be his 99th century at the Crucible Theatre.
105.
Excellent break. Sullivan's in full flow here.
108.
The crowd always love a century here at the Crucible, Dennis.
And a quick century, just it was under
112.
7 minutes, that century break.
He's got a bit of a flyer off that cushion, so good blue to keep the break going. Oh, look at that.
117.
About missing the pin. Ronnie O'Sullivan has carried on from where he left off before the mid-session interval, and that magnificent break of 107 extends his lead to 8-5. Ronnie's just left the arena, and we'll pick up commentary when he returns.
Thank you. Thank you. Frame 14. Mark Selby to break.
Yes, he'd want to respond quite quickly, but it remains to be seen whether Mark does get many chances. Three more frames to be played in this session. Mark Selby would dearly love to win two of them. Stickability, the boys were saying he has. Ken, you had plenty of that, haven't you?
I learned it from watching you, Dennis. Got great character, Mark Selby, no doubt about that. Good temperament.
Foul, Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Certainly won't go away. Doesn't want those two reds close together to form a plant. But yes, I understand what John Parrott's saying. He'll never give up, Mark Selby. He's come back from a couple of times to beat O'Sullivan in a couple of finals. 3 and 4 frames behind. And of course Ronnie will know that as well. He has his foot firmly against Mark Selby's throat at the moment. He'll want to keep it there. And that's a good way of starting. Excellent safety shot. I think that can happen here, Dennis, can't it? In the like the best of 25s at the Crucible, a player can go on a run for 3 or 4 frames, but you do have enough time to come back. It's the beauty of the long sessions.
This is an exhibition type of skate. Just watch how many cushions he hits here. 1, 2, 3. He's a long way short though. And he may have stuck a red up.
Foul and a miss, Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
He'd got the line correct. Just needed more pace and he would have landed in the bunch there, but there is a red at the back of that little group of reds at pots. Might have to swing it around to get on the blue. Well, it's amazing the number of times you take a pot on, and when you're canning into other balls you take your eye off the pot. But look where the cue ball's finished up. That's the last place Ronnie thought the white was going to finish. So he's had a bit of a result there. We've had very little tactical play in this session. Might be in for a little bout of it here. And there you see Ronnie just ahead by 4% in the safety success department. Terrific cueing. And Ronnie caught the yellow. He left a possible pot, and didn't he play that well?
Yes, and if he has a nice angle to go for the blue here. Black is out of commission, so
5.
should we have a nice... I don't think he's a little bit straight on the blue this time. We certainly want to consider about bringing the pink into play a couple of shots time.
Ten.
Very purposely played high on the blue and just having a look down the line. Just wants to go into the pink, just slightly 3/4 ball. bring those reds into play, and hopefully the pink as well. Doesn't want to lose the white. Just didn't catch it full on.
16.
Just because he caught a half ball, that's where he lost the white. Just have a look at this. You see, got just a half ball pink, 3/4 full ball pink there, and the white would have stayed somewhere in the middle of the table. That may be end of break.
The fact not only is the end of break, but it's not easy to get a good telling safety shot. He can glance off the red that's just above the white. He's got to make sure he doesn't leave the one that's near the pocket. That's why he's removing that one.
Mark Selby, 16.
Could have a little bit of a stalemate here, Dennis. Both players aren't going to try an aggressive safety shot. That red and bulk becomes a bit of a problem. So we may maybe ask for a re-rack here if they both keep playing the same shot here. Referee will give them a couple of shots each to try and change the situation.
I was surprised that Mark sent the red up the other end of the table when he did, because it was always going to be a little bit difficult, but I can't see either of these players asking for a re-rack.
I think what they've got to be very careful of here, that they don't want to create a gap at the top cushion for the red to actually be able to go by the black, because it'd be very easy for the opponent to lay a snooker right behind the black. So they've got to be careful of that type of shot.
I'm just wondering, Ken, when we mentioned about Mark knocking the red up the other end of the table, he had alternate shots. Do you think maybe he did that purposely just to slow things down? Because the way Ronnie's playing, you know, one chance he was clearing the table. It's not a bad ploy.
Well, I suppose he's going to have to change something. He did get an opportunity there, but now, oh well, it's just the red's just gone by, so Ronnie can't play that shot now. But maybe he played that purposely, but as you said, he had opportunities to play a different type of shot.
Well, we're going to give you a little pulse question while we've got this safety and tactical play. Who is the better tactician? Who do you think? Click on bbc.co.uk/snooker and click on that old pulse and let us know what you think.
And that's a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Ronnie is on this red here. And that's what I was trying to say, is that he tried to get the white almost touching the black there. Lay a snooker on all reds, but he's miscalculated it. It's very rare that you see someone like Mark Selby making a mistake like that, Dennis, particularly in the tactical department.
And with asking that pulse question, Ronnie's odds would have increased as he come out of that on top. As you said, Ken, he was trying to just screw back, and he just jabbed a little bit at that. He didn't get the white back where he wanted, and the form that Ronnie is in,
7.
He's got the pink and the blue. The black's a little bit awkward. He might be sitting in his seat for quite a few minutes here. As John Parrott says, you're sitting in the seat, you're not sitting there that long when Ronnie's like this. You just see the scoreboard change every 5-6 minutes.
14. 15.
Just as Ronnie pots the pink, we'll give you the answer to the pulse question. Who's the better tactician? Be interesting to see.
21.
Yeah, 77% Ronnie O'Sullivan, a long way ahead of Mark Selby.
22.
Mind, if you won the World Championship 3 times, you have to have a good safety and tactical game as well as being one of the greatest break builders we've ever seen.
Yeah, so when he pots this red, he'll cannon into the red just above it, maybe. There's a safety success. 85 O'Sullivan.
29.
81 only from Selby. That is surprising. He played a lovely shot there. This really is good stuff.
Yes, he's unstoppable at the moment when he gets in amongst the balls. He just doesn't look like missing anything. It wasn't the case yesterday. He missed a string of fairly easy pots. He's only missed one that I can think of today, Ken.
Yeah, Mark will definitely count himself a little bit unlucky in this frame.
44.
He did go into the pack when he was in first here. Just brought a lot of reds into play, but didn't land on one.
45.
Now watch this positional shot here. He's going to leave himself options, you would think. He's looking to see if that one will go up the right side of the table. But he can stun over and just go in between the 2 reds that his hands blocking there. Just watch how he, well, he just flicked it. Otherwise he would have had a choice of reds 52. There. That little cannon has spoiled it. Just looking at the scoreboard to see the difference. He's quite a few away yet. This will be some pot because he's so close to it. It's not a good angle to pick out this. No, that was always going to be difficult. I'm surprised he's played it like that, Ken. That is very, very careless.
Yes, and look at the angle he's left himself on. He's left Mark Selby. I think the reason he took that on, well, you see, there's 3 reds close to cushions. And he's got a 44-point lead. I think if those reds were open play, he definitely wouldn't have gone for that red.
1.
Unintentional cannon on the red. I don't think he was thinking about bringing that into play there because he's left himself with a difficult green and a very difficult brown. That's a key frame because Ronnie played a pretty careless shot there, and if Mark somehow could salvage this frame, what a turning point in the match it could prove to be. Unlucky. We'll have to wait for another chance.
Four.
Yes, a little bit surprised the way he played that. Then he sort of, like, as we say, sometimes just birdied the green, didn't he? He could have stunned it in and tried to hold the white for that red. Just made sure of the pot and relied a little bit on luck for his positional play. He's brought another red into play, so puts a little bit of pressure on Ronnie's safety. He may have found the gap here. This red is on to the right centre. Another chance, half chance. Mark Selby.
It's also potable up into the corner pocket. If he takes it in the middle pocket, the white's going to go over towards the 2 reds, the left side of the table. So this could be a key shot, but the way he's eyeing this up, it's as if he was going to take it to the corner, but now he's back looking at the middle pocket. But if this goes in, there's every chance if he plays it at pace he could move the difficult red that's on the cushion. So is he going to put all his eggs in one basket and have a go at this? He did. He removed that red. He thought, well, this is a half chance, and he got the cannon on the red, but didn't make the pot.
One.
And that, more or less, you would have to say, has handed the frame to Ronnie O'Sullivan. But Mark knew that. He's left himself a bit straight on this. He only needs this in the black.
8.
He's okay.
9. $16.
That's
17.
5 out of the last 6 frames that Ronnie O'Sullivan has won, and that spells danger for Mark Selby.
22.
He's made
23.
very few mistakes in this session. Okay, snookered on the yellow, but that doesn't
29.
matter. Mark Selby will stay in his seat.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 29.
It was the earlier break of 52 that paved the way for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Mark Selby had a half chance. He didn't take it. Ronnie O'Sullivan extends his lead to 9 frames to 5.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ronnie's break, yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Frame 15. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Well, maybe Mark's not fully focused because he was coming to the table to break off, and it wasn't his turn to break off. He had to ask the referee there, which doesn't happen very often. Meanwhile, Ronnie's made a pretty good fist of his break-off shot. Terrific shot from Mark Selby. Always difficult to judge those, but he is so good at that type of escape, isn't he, Ken?
Yeah, excellent 2-cushion escape here, but he's left a shot to nothing. Ronnie can pot this. Yes, works those shots out very, very well. Those 2-cushion escapes. Another possible long red. Just having a look from this end of the table. Should he take this red on? What he would leave. Trying to leave the cue ball in such a position. Should he miss, he won't be leaving anything straightforward for Ronnie. And these are the type of shots that he was knocking in his last couple couple of matches, particularly against me and Stephen Hendry. But he's under a little bit of pressure, as John Parrott just said there in the studio. He hasn't had much table time. He's had a couple of chances, but he just hasn't made the most of them. But every time he's come to the table, Ronnie O'Sullivan is punishing him severely. And another fantastic pot, and just look at the gap he's found to get on this black. Excellent.
What do they say about top golfers when they're on top form? They're in the zone. Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan certainly in a zone of his own today here at the Crucible. No distraction from the other table. He's got a full house here at the Crucible. Oh, he's not that. He's okay. There's one at the back of the bunch. We'll go. I thought the cannon went wrong there. It just means that he's got to be careful with the cue ball, because he's going to have to go into the reds with quite a bit of pace here. Oh, too much pace. The white's in.
Well, Sullivan 16.
Maybe could have done with just working that out and just thinking a little bit longer on it, Ken. He just seemed to, you know, he was thinking, should have screwed back, should have followed through, and I don't think he quite made his mind up. And I think this is what Mark Selby needed. He needed an easy starter, because we've seen his previous attempt at a long pot. He didn't get near the pocket, so this is the best chance he's had really in this second session. Now, how many can he knock in?
Four. That
was a nice little shot he played with the rest, just bringing the other red into play. Could go into the pack again here, those four reds bunched together. Yes, knowing full well he'd be on this red into the bottom right hand corner pocket. Just hampered slightly, but
19. Twenty. $27. 28.
These are the type of situations that he's been winning in one visit in his previous matches. I think it's time to start now on this one.
36.
You could still see that little mannerism that Mark has, where his head just moves around a little bit, not as much as it used to do. There is still quite a bit of movement from side to side.
I think he's okay here. He can just run through. He's looking to try and hold the white, but I think he can run through for the red. That's just on the pink spot. I think he'd just about hold it for that.
$41.
If he can stun into the red just the right of this, he can certainly take the pink into the middle. A little bit straight on it. There you go. Perfect. Now that
42.
opens the pink up. Just a succession now.
Someone couldn't stop themselves from sneezing. Not a lot of reaction from Ronnie, but that was quite amusing because Mark Selby wiped his sleeve. They are close to the action here at the Crucible, but they're not that close. But that was a nice little touch. That's why he's nicknamed the Jester from Leicester.
48.
Sneeze come. Oh! And he looked at his sleeve as if. I like that.
$49.
So that, well, it has to be classed as a mistake from Ronnie when he misjudged the run through, when
56.
he potted the red and tried to develop other reds. It's cost him the frame.
57.
He's done very well here, Mark Selby, after the onslaught that he's had
64.
to witness.
$65.
Yes, nice angle to take the red out. Just didn't push it up high enough. Still up in the middle. You can still, if he gets right behind it, I think you can still drop it in. Almost dead weight. He has to play this
71.
shot. Just let gravity take over. Look how tight that is. Good shot.
72.
Every chance now of making the 51st century in this year's
77.
Betfred World Championship.
78.
Still a distinct possibility that might beat last year's record. That was 83.
$84.
Mark Selby's made
86.
141 centuries in his career. Turned pro in 1999. He's already made 19 centuries this season. He's
89.
made 30 here at the Crucible. And he's only been here 6 times, so to make 30 centuries in 6 appearances is quite a good record.
$98.
Well, that flew off the cushion, but should be okay. He's playing it left-handed. Here we go. And he looks pretty good, doesn't he? Well, what about that? Right in the position. And a trick shot to finish off with, maybe. No, but what an important century break that was from Mark Selby. And a super shot left-handed on the pink. He narrows the gap, but he's still 3 behind. 9-6 to Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Thank you. The final frame of this session, Mark Selby to break.
As John Parrott says, a little bit of needle between these two, and it doesn't do the game any harm. It makes it fascinating. As John said, if Mark Selby can get out of this just two behind, he'd be delighted the way Ronnie O'Sullivan has played. The white's close to the pocket. Oh, he's angled them on quite a few of the reds, believe it or not. You don't see this very often, but that white is right in the angle of the pocket. He might be able to hit the reds to the right.
This needs to go up further. Well, it may have just gone far enough. Ronnie was just having a look at it. See, could he cut it into the right middle? I don't think so.
He has a straightforward run up to the bulk area off that red. He's just worried about what he would do if that seems a shot he could play. Doesn't seem to like it for some reason, but he's back looking at it now. Doesn't want to kiss the green. It's okay though.
This red is on, Dennis, isn't it? The one closest to the right middle. It's on in the corner. Albeit very, very difficult, but he could screw this back into balk with an element of safety. He's got a blessed with immense cue power. We may see an example of this here, but very, very difficult. Requires very good cueing. Almost dead straight. Yes, quite very straight cueing, but he's had a result. That's not bad.
Yeah, he got the main part of that shot correct. He got the screw back. You're never sure where the red's going to go once you miss the pot. But luckily it didn't hit the green full ball. It glanced off it to get back up the table. And Ronnie there playing a Cliff Thorburn special, the dump shot where you leave the white here, dump the red up the other end of the table. Had a bite to eat with Cliff last night in the hotel, and he's looking at the menu and he said, "This is my new book out." He said, 200 of my greatest dump shots. Got a wicked sense of humour as the grinder. And it's great to have him over. He's over for the Legends tour and is looking great.
Well, has O'Sullivan left this white a little bit too short? I'm just saying there's the red just to the left of the black there, just about cut into this corner pocket. And if it does, it's a great opportunity for him. It's there. Excellent shot. Has he held the white? Has he held the white? It's just run on. He's still okay.
To be fair, Ken, he shouldn't have had a shot at that. Ronnie played a very poor shot, and he was just sending the red back up the table and should never have left a possible pot. He left the white far too short. It was just a straightforward safety shot, but the white should have been near this cushion instead of there.
Well, he thinks he can hold it for the two reds, just to the left, just below the blue for the middle. That's a good shot.
5.
Now just needs one good pot here.
What, please? Yeah. 6.
Just not sure whether the pink, should he get on it, will respot on its own spot. It may go on the green spot. We just can't see from this angle here. And if it does, it just makes things a little bit more difficult to win the frame from here. And there's the pink spot. Well, you can see it clearly goes. But whether it will pot after it goes back on the spot, we'll certainly know soon enough.
12.
Now, when it's respotted, will it go into either of these corner pockets? If it does, it's a decent opportunity.
18.
I think it does, Dennis. I think it goes into this bottom right-hand corner pocket.
Yeah, no problem with that.
19.
This really is a good performance from the man from Leicester. Ronnie's just made 2 slight mistakes. The previous frame when he misjudged going into the reds, and the white went in after the red that he potted. But the one that let him in here, as we did show you previously, was an elementary mistake. It was just a straightforward safety shot and
25.
misjudgment, and well, he's having to sit and see how many points Mark Selby can score here.
Yes, I think he's a little disappointed. Wanted to be closer to this red. Wanted to leave a nice little angle so he could take the red away from the black, but he's too straight on it here now.
26.
Just concentrate on the pink. The bottom red goes of that cluster of reds just below the pink, but he's got to really get on it almost straight, because he'll be careering into other reds and will be taking a chance with his positional play.
I'm
not quite sure what he played there, but he's didn't mean to get on this red into the bottom left hand corner pocket. Just travelled enough, tried to kiss into those reds, but not quite sure what he was just relying on. A little bit of luck, but he certainly got it.
A terrific shot on the pink though, into the middle pocket at that pace and reverse side. And the way he played the last pink tells us that those reds are all blocking each other.
$33.
He's got an angle on the pink this time to develop a few of them, because that's what he tried to do with the very tricky pink in the middle pocket. It was an easy pot, but the way he tried to screw round off a couple of cushions made it much more difficult. But this time the angle's there. If the cannon works out, he could give himself a good chance to take this final frame of this session. So it's a pretty key shot that's coming up here.
Well, he certainly settled for that. Always relying on a little bit of luck when you're going into reds from the pink there. He won't be having that one back.
Yeah, because he's developed the black. He might even finish up on the black here.
40.
He's got choice of blue or black. If the reds don't go into the left corner, he'll take the blue. I think they're still blocking each other into the left corner, those reds. That's why he's looking at the blue. In fact, he's, well, can't believe the green would be the correct choice there. Well, he is looking at the green, but don't know what he was contemplating there. Got to get an angle now.
45.
And probably off the yellow would be best. He doesn't have anything to do with the cue ball. If he leaves himself where it is, he'll be able to pot the yellow and come off the cushion into the bunch. He's played for the yellow, and if he can judge the cannon right, he could develop them here, just off the side cushion and anywhere into the reds. Any sort of contact will put him on one. And he's played along the line, so there must be one that's in the middle of that bunch that pots.
48.
That's the one he played for.
$49.
Perilously close to the middle pocket there. Almost screwing off. Still in good position. Could take the green around the angles. Just have a look how close this was to the middle pocket. 3 cushions here, down for the red. Just either below the pink or the one closest to the corner pocket. Big area to play in here, so should be okay. Just got to avoid the middle pocket. Once he avoids the middle pocket, he's fine.
52.
Well, what a session we've had here. The breaks have been unbelievable. We've had a 92, an 89, 86, 117 and a 52 from Ronnie. We've had a 75. We've had 104, and now this from Mark Selby. Doesn't get much better than that.
$53.
Not quite as he would have liked, and he's getting closer to the winning post in this final frame of this session, but still got a little bit of work to do. He's hampered slightly if he takes the black. It's quite a risky shot at this stage with a 53-point advantage.
Yes, he couldn't have finished in a worse position, could he, Dennis? A couple of inches short of that blue, he would have had it into the yellow pocket, and a couple of inches left of the blue, and he would have had it on a relatively easier black.
Yeah, he's coming around again to look at the green, I feel. The fact that he's put the extension on, he is definitely going to take the green.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Thank you.
Yeah, he's quite happy. So, key shot to taking this final frame coming up. It's a little beauty. It's a beauty he's played there.
56.
And a very generous round of applause for a very attacking shot on the green. Deserves to win the frame after that.
$57.
Needs to go. Tried to get on the black there. It's a little careless, so needs a good blue. Only 57 ahead with 59 on the table. Needs this blue to go in. Could have easily potted the red and stayed on the pink into the right middle, but this is frame ball. Good shot. He doesn't want to snooker himself.
62.
Well, he has snookered himself. At the moment, Ronnie O'Sullivan needs one snooker, and it's Mark Selby who's got the snooker against himself. If you can swerve around the brown, that would be the easiest option, I think.
Mark Selby, 62.
Well, it's not often you'll see Ronnie O'Sullivan come to the table when he needs a snooker, but he knows the ball's in good positions here. If he gets on the black into the left middle now, 3 reds, 3 blacks, and look where the red is on the top cushion. Ideal for snooker. But he needs 3 reds, 3 blacks, and 1 snooker and all the balls to win by 1.
8.
He could do it. As you say, the red on the cushions in the perfect spot for a snooker. We've seen Mark Selby need 2 snookers to tie against Stephen Hendry and win a very important frame. Now Ronnie's going to take the one we thought he might leave, but look at the one
16.
next to the pink. It's perfect. So red, black, and this is the key here. He's missed it. He was in with a real chance. He knew once he missed it, the frame was over. And a little fist bump from Mark Selby. Even though he lost the session 5-3, I think he'd be absolutely delighted. And we go to this evening session. There's just 2 frames separating them. 9-7 to Ronnie O'Sullivan.